What's up? What's up? What's up? It's another episode of Next Up with Charna, and I got Miss Tia Payne. What's good?
Hey, what's up, y'all? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
That
Weekend was good.
weekend
So
was
this week has been
awesome,
great. Did you enjoy yourself this weekend?
man. That was everything that I needed. You know, when you have something that's missing, you like, what is it? I was missing that. Man, I enjoyed every second of that. So thank
Good.
you for the invite.
Good.
Right. Let's get into it. So Tia, tell the audience what it is that you do.
Okay, well, my name again, Tia Payne. I am the founder of Girls Emerging into Maturity, as well as the co-owner of Jim's Group Home with my homegirl Autumn. We've been around for about 9 years. We work with girls ages 9 to 18 years old, and it's just been a blast. We cover a variety of activities when it comes to being creative. We have done a fashion show. We just did almost like a spoken word over the weekend and learning about writing. We've done technology based things. We've done plays. It's just a variety of what Girls Emerging into Maturity does when it comes to being able to be creative with our youth and dating.
Okay. So let's talk about gyms a little. When did you have the idea like, hey, I need to start this up for girls? Like, when was this? Who was you sitting down with? Yeah, walk us through that.
Okay, so although we launched 9 years ago, I was actually writing curriculum for this program in 2015. I had no idea who I was writing for. I have never met these girls. I just know that Dayton needed a refresher of what I got to experience. So again, I went to or starting over, I went to Edison Elementary, which the original Edison Elementary, it had a lot of creativity. It had the museum inside of there, and we had a program called Voyager. My favorite teacher, Miss Hurd, ran it, and she offered I would say, a safe space for young Black girls. We didn't just do the basic ordinary. We got a chance to kind of talk about what we were experiencing, whether we were into it with our parents or not,
Mhm.
whether we didn't have enough clothes or someone didn't want to come to school because their hair wasn't done. She provided that mentorship. Miss Hurd was great, but also the program, the actual Voyager program was ran by teachers, fourth grade teachers, and they allowed us to be as creative as we wanted to be, whether we were studying zoology, whether it was classical music, so learning about Mozart, and which was a rare scenario because no one is talking about Mozart or Sebastian Bach. So being able to talk about music, being able to be creative, so that's painting, drawing, sewing, creative dance, anything that was in the books to learn, Voyager allowed us to experience it. So Edison was a really good school. So when I got to Ohio State, my degrees in psychology, I always wanted to kind of focus on the youth. What could I give back to? But I was writing. So I wrote a book back in 2015, all curriculum based, but if you don't have natural cues yourself, people say, "Oh, you're not going to be a good parent, or you don't know what it is to be a parent, or have that relationship."
Mhm.
But studies allow you an experience as far as dealing with kids from all different backgrounds, from doing your internships at the halfway house at the Alvis House, which was dealing with men in Columbus. Actually putting in the footwork to see if your research will work, if your curriculum will work, will it be relatable. So we tested it in 2017. In our first round, our Express Yourself sessions is what we called it. We had 17 girls. So at the Northwest Library, when they first built it in 2017, maybe it was a little bit before that. That's where we were, and we launched it. And from there, it just kind of took off. So it's 9 years in the game. We're now at McKinley Methodist Church, and that's our home base.
Wow. Dang, that was a lot. That,
It
that
was
was a lot. It's good though. So
okay.
I had the pleasure of coming out this Saturday where you did like a writer's block with the young ladies. Tell me where your inspiration from that came.
Ooh, writer's block is the best. Lauren Hill is one of my favorite artists, and her misunderstood the misunderstanding of Lauryn Hill or miseducation of Lauryn Hill. She talked about writing, and it had like the school setting with the kids talking. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so I'm like, why don't we just send something where we sit and we talk about love, or we write about it, or we see that stance from it. And so writer's block was created from just listening to that album over and over and over. I'm like, I could do this. We should write. Kids should write.
Yeah.
um Definitely. So we just, that's what it started for me, just listening to that album on the latter side. This is actually our second one. That's why it's called Writer's Block 2.
Okay.
The first time around we did it, we had Mama and Mope, we had Mar Monroe come, and so she was our special guest for the first one that we did. And so that show, what spoken word looked like for her is singing. For Mama and Mope, it's more the poetry aspect of it. So everybody wants to be a writer, a singer, a rapper.
Hmm.
Let's kind of put it together. So this time around, we focused in and we had podcasting, learned how to be on the camera. With you, girls absolutely had a blast with you. By the
Same
way,
too.
they loved
Too.
it. With Taylor. She is a singer performer, so they got the stage presence from her with being in the studio. Even K Carter, he came and performed with us, but he was in the studio with them, teaching them how to, speak into the mic, how to control their words, and how it sounds over live air or recording. And so they got in there, they did all original pieces, and they tore it up. So I was
Yeah.
proud. I
If
was
you missed that
proud.
show, you guys, you definitely missed the show. It was recorded, so hopefully they display it somewhere so that you can all see that you had a whole timeline going on. But what I really liked is like you had so much background knowledge of Dayton, Ohio, like stuff people my age probably don't even know anything about. Why do you feel like that was important to share that?
That's who the city is. So I had the luxury and the pleasure. My grandma, she passed away at 102 years old, right? My other great grandmother is still alive. She's 103. That information of them moving to Dayton in the 1940s on the east side of Dayton, my great uncle is Willis Bean Davis. He was one of the white hats to help during the 1966 Dayton riots. And just listening to the stories, I'm like, they had to be, no way Dayton was rolling like Harlem. I don't know. That's just over
Popping,
time popping, just over
popping.
time hearing the stories. So I started doing the research. I'm like, they're over exaggerating. No way Dayton rioted 6, 7 times, tore down the west side of Dayton, trying to be heard from being segregated, trying to have, equality. And just like the thought of what dating was and what it could be, it was inspirational just to let the girls know, like, hey, you know, there's a
Mhm.
whole opportunity for the city to have this resurgence, and it's up to y'all to do it if you want to. Y'all can be business owners, y'all can be into politics or be into finances or city development, those things. So
All right. So with you sharing this, this important piece of dating, do you really think that it set in with the girls? Do you think they walked away with something feeling like, okay, we are a part of something? Or did you feel like it was just like, yeah, okay, let's move on from that?
I think because I beat into their heads for 6 months.
Okay.
This
Okay.
program, it started very detailed. So
Mhm.
starting from poetry to actually moving through, um the reason why there was we moved to Dayton. It was a great migration from the South, from people moving to Ohio, what
Mhm.
that looked like. It was important for them to know. And I think that they did grasp that information after it resonated with them over time. They're like, dang, Miss Tia still talking about this. This is month one. It's month two. It's month three. Oh, wait, we're past Black History Month. Why are we still talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
this? So they developed a sense of love for their city through
Mhm.
it. They always talk about how Dayton has all these hidden treasures, but if you don't go and look for it, you just think it's, oh, we're just gonna go party. No, it's a lot of museums. There's a lot of history in Dayton. So just making sure our kids know what their city can be for them.
So if there's any like young girl that wants to enter into gyms, can they do so? Is it like a waiting period? Tell us about that.
So our Express Yourself sessions, they run bi-weekly.
Mhm.
Um, and they run on Tuesdays and Thursdays, depending on your age group. Anyone can come in when we have active sessions. Right now is our downtime for groups, but we still do one-on-one mentorship. So
Hmm.
they can find us at girlsemergingintomaturity.org. That is our same name on Instagram as well as Facebook. And they just need to shoot us a message. As long as your youth is within that age group,
Hmm.
we're fine to accept them. If they're older or in college, they also can intern with us. If they're into social work, if they're into psychology or mentorship or education, we also offer that option.
Okay, thank you. So, how do you keep yourself, your mind stable so that you can be able to pour into the youth?
I don't. I'm running
I
crazy.
don't. See, you don't. I
I
love it.
don't. I don't. I try to go to church on Sundays. I
Hmm.
try to um have some time to myself, and then devote that time to them. So even though the world may be crashing outside or I'm experiencing my own life, while we're in that 2 hour session or those 4 hour sessions, it's just us. So allowing myself the time to be where and what and who I want to be with, and letting the outside world go for that small amount of time,
Okay.
and then offering them whatever services that I can. I love this part of my job because staying healthy mentally, physically, emotionally is a
Hmm.
big part of it, but it's also helping their parents stay that same when it comes to dealing with them. I play the middleman a lot between the mom and the
Yeah, yeah.
daughters. A lot. And it's like, well, she's getting on my nerves. Well, she's getting on my nerves. And I'm like, well, Dad, they're
Right.
getting on each other's nerves. I'm going to rope you on in there too. Because where's our middle ground? Are we forgetting that we were teenagers at one point?
Hmm.
And so reminding our parents also that I'm there to help them. It helps relieve the stress for me too, because I can help the kid or our youth, our young lady, because they're not always kids.
Hmm.
Sometimes they're 18. And so letting them know, these young adults, like, hey, your mom and dad, we're all on the same team. So
Okay. Well, I got to see I guess an emotional part. You had two young ladies that are now 18. Now, are they finished with the program? Can they continue to stay? Like, what is that process like?
they are my, out of the 9 years, I think they are my fifth or sixth girls I've seen come out of high school.
Okay.
So there's always an opportunity to come back and volunteer. They always can pop back into sessions too. I'm never gone. I'm always one call away. I try to do lunches with them. If they ever want to be hands on, they can. But to be honest, I see that once they get into college or they start working, they need that year or two to kind of figure
Yeah.
it out
Yeah.
and check their schedules a little bit. I always get, oh, Missy, I'm coming back. I'm coming back now. They
Yeah.
do. It's never in the time frame that they say that they are. But I understand how it feels to be 18, 19, going to college, going away. They let them have their fun a little
Mhm.
bit, but they're always able to come back and volunteer. So it's always an open door.
I love it. I love it. So, what is next for the gyms? Like, do we have a Writer's Block 3 coming up? Like, do you have something planned for the summer that, people can come and see? Like, what's next?
So this summer we will start back enrollment July. I'm not sure of the date, but I know that we're starting back in July. The session, the girls have not picked it yet. I haven't got our polls back from what they want to do. Like, I wrote Express Yourself sessions back in 2015,
Hmm.
the actual curriculum. So there's about 11 different sessions that they can choose from. We've done pretty much all of them and repeated a couple. So I'm gonna allow them to actually vote on which one we do next. So the sky's the limit for sessions.
Oh, man. This is so awesome. Like, I really love those young ladies. Like, they are super, super talented. Is there any moment where they just feel like just depleted and they like, you know what, I don't want to come here anymore? And like, and if that is, how do you will them back in?
Um, Sessions run about 4 to 6 months.
Hmm.
So maybe we do two a year.
Hmm.
Um, every session is not for every girl, but I always try to keep in contact with them.
Mm-hmm.
Some girls may not be into fashion, in the sense of they don't want to design or so, but they're in the technology. So they could look in the future like, all right, I don't want to start in July. I want to come to the November one, but
Okay.
we allow them to have that time. I still try to keep in contact with them, doing my check-ins. Sometimes I
Mhm.
pop into schools.
Yeah, I like
Hey,
that.
principal, how you doing? You got one of my gyms in here, and I'm just following up. Or I send their principals, or yeah, I send their principals, sometimes probation officers, letters. Hey, haven't heard from this kid in a while. Just want to let you know that you have a gym at your school. So that gives a lot of attention to that kid, because at that point, the principal, probation officers, caseworkers, they're like, well, who is this organization and why do they feel like this kid is so special and what program are they in?
Mhm.
So we try to let anybody around know, even when they're not with us, like you have a gym there. You can count on this kid to do this. Oh, pick them to volunteer. Even though they may be shy or they haven't volunteered themselves, I'm volunteering them. You should check on that one. They're great.
Okay.
So yeah,
All
even when
right.
they're not around, I'm working with them.
Yeah. So if there is like companies or maybe just individuals that want to volunteer or have services that they feel like can help the young ladies, is this something that you're willing to have those people to come in?
Yes, always. Every sessions we try to find experts for you. Example, an expert in podcasting, an expert in radio personalities. Um, K Carter, expert rapper, poet, entrepreneur, people in that lane. Anytime that we do a session, we always try to find the experts in that level or
Mhm.
that area. Even people that want to volunteer that are not experts, they can pop in because hey, we might be doing a community service day that day. Well, where they need extra hands, or we may be having certain topics
Mhm.
where we feel like companies or people in those areas, career shadowing, can come in and talk to the youth.
Mhm. Do you accept donations as well? Because I know
We
that you
do.
feed them and
Yeah.
provide certain things for the ladies. So is that something that
Yes.
yeah, okay.
So if you want to donate, you can do it at our website. You can also contact us to reach out to us to see which mode of which mode of funding you would like to do.
Okay. Where do you see yourself? And I'm not going to even say 5 years. Where do you see gyms at in the next 2 years? Because it seems like y'all have grown so big. Do you see like a bigger building? What do you see for your girls?
I see myself retiring in 4 years. I know you said two. Four. I want
Okay.
to retire out of being the actual director, and since we built up a mini force of young ladies, I'm pretty confident that one of them or a group of them will step into that space to kind of keep it going. I don't want to get caught up with running, like wanting to run it where I don't pass the torch to the next generation so they can help
I love.
reproduce for the
Mhm.
next ones. It's not a space because times change, lingos change, the environment change, the world changes. And although I feel like I'm gonna keep up with the times, there's gonna be a point in time where I can't relate fully,
Yeah.
other than being a young a black woman and coming from the city.
Mhm.
I'm going to be at a different space in my life, and I want to make sure that I was able to continue our information down or pass the legacy down to the girls that learned it. Now they can teach and kind of keep going. So,
Tia, I
two
think that is
years.
so awesome because a lot of people like to gatekeep and just like keep everything to themselves. And I think this is a wonderful thing that you're doing, like letting go. Sometimes people are afraid to let go of something, feeling that they're going to miss out or they always want to be in charge of something. So I definitely like that. And you said that you're retiring in 4 years. So are you going to step it up to a different group of women, or now are you doing like 35, the
It
55?
You know what? I might. I've met and networked with a lot of young professionals or professionals in general who are looking for a safe space, you know, a relatable group, being able to kind of maneuver, network, find resources. It wouldn't be too far fetched to step inside of that realm at all, to be honest.
Okay. All right. If you could leave a message uh, to future girls and just your girls, what would you say?
Hmm. Keep trying.
Keep
Keep
trying.
trying to figure it out. Keep reinventing yourself. Keep rebuilding, reprogramming yourself, because only thing I learned with time is if you don't grow, if you don't adjust to your environment, if you're not growing, if you're not changing, then you're dying, and you're not going to feel happy, you're not going to feel completed, not anything on the outside but inner. So making your inner changes over time.
Okay. I was listening to some of the young ladies, their writings, their music, or their poetry, and they are very deep. It's like for them to be the age that they are is like, wow, like it really moved me. Um, was it hard getting them to release, you know what I'm saying, something that was, you know what I'm saying, deep down inside of them?
When I listen to their songs, right? Ones that I don't know if I'm gonna live the next week, worried about sports. I think about gun violence that some of these girls have experienced, losing siblings, you losing classmates to real gun violence in Dayton, Ohio, and these kids are 15, 16, maybe even 18. Um, so giving them just that space to
Hmm.
try to write it. It was very it was some tear jerking moments because I know they were coming from a space that was real to them.
Yes, it was. And I can definitely feel that. I don't know why this idea just came into my head. Like I'm thinking of like a all city something, and that the gyms are in charge of.
Okay.
Like so we can get more people. So I don't know, like Welcome Stadium. I don't know, like just an all city where we can get just, you know what I'm saying, young boys, girls,
Oh
just to come
yeah.
out and, you know what I'm saying, be vulnerable, just, you know what I'm saying, be themselves. Don't have to feel like they're being judged. So whatever that is, I'm gonna put that on you. But yeah,
Mm,
that's what just came to my mind. So
okay.
yeah.
So year 10 next summer. I think that's gonna take
Yeah.
some real research and groundwork. I don't think that's too much outside of our realm because we partner and we work with other girl organization, YLAG, developing butterflies. YLAG's been in the game about 10, 11 years. Um, Miss Sherelle is their founder. Miss Gina is over developing butterflies, and we work together a lot.
Okay.
Um, and there's so many different organizations in Dayton, drill teams, sports. I don't think it's
It's
too
not.
far fetched. It's not. Year 10 might be real fun. This
Yeah,
summer's
Miss
gonna be fun
Gafford.
too. Once we figure out what our sessions are, but that is something that I can throw at our board for sure.
Okay. All right. And how do someone become a part of the board? Does it change yearly? Um,
Our
is it
board,
is it set in stone? Is it just is
it's
what
it's
it is?
it's not set in stone because people tend to switch, but not our board. They've been with us since all 9 years,
Mhm. I
But
love
no,
it.
we're open definitely. Board members can change every 5 years if they're ready to walk away. They can. So next summer it'll be 5 years for some of our members. We're always excuse me, we're always looking for the creative, more positive mindsets, more innovators. So hard workers, hands on. Our board is very hands on, so they're volunteering. They're there if parents need to talk to them if we have any conflict. There's people that's above me, even though I am the founder. I want to make sure things are fair.
Yes.
So we have a board to help with those things as well.
Okay. Okay. Again, go ahead and shout out how people can get in touch with you.
Okay, so Girls Emerging into Maturity is our tag name for Facebook, Instagram. I think it's Gems into Maturity is our TikTok page. It's ran by our girls.
I love
It's
it.
it's fun. Should be fun. And Girls Emerging into Maturity.org is our website.
Okay. All right, y'all. So y'all have all the information you need. And side note, the orange and red team, we won, but it's all good. And if y'all don't know what we
Mm,
talking about, the video is coming soon.
it's
And
the
guys,
yeah, we
yeah,
edited the
y'all. But
video now, and
I
that
thought
now
that was
that
so
part was
dope.
fun. Nobody expected to be writing or performing
No.
in the same day. So
God, that was just like so much fun. I had so much fun. The food was awesome. Everything was just on point. So shout out to you. Shout out to the founder. You're doing an amazing job with these girls,
thank
and you
you.
really can tell. I could see you stand up on that stage. I can, yes, everything was perfect. Yeah, I'm
Trying
glad.
not to cry.
That's okay.
There was
Yeah,
big
yeah.
tears. I was holding them. Whew.
Yeah, and just even the smaller kids that, you know what I'm saying, that was just there to support their siblings or cousins, they were excited. Even the ones that were on the red and orange team with me, they were like, "Can we do it?" Like, absolutely. So, yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to you. You definitely got a movement here. Is there anything else that you want to share?
Um, I would say yes. So in July, we are doing enrollment. We have about 12 spaces open, first come, first serve. Please get in. We love the shy kids. I love, oh, she's bad. She's hard headed. Pass her, give her to me. Oh, she doesn't, she's not really into all of that. Oh, she's not going to speak on stage and she's not going to do. Give me
Hmm.
all that she's not going to do.
Yeah, I love it.
Those are my favorite.
All right. Well, Miss Tia, if there's anything else that I can do to support you, you know, that you can hit me up at any time. So yes, I
Oh, I
want to.
have a shirt for you. I
Yes,
have a shirt for you. I
I'm gonna
forgot to
cut it
give
all up
everybody
and
their
make
stuff.
it
It
all
was
fit.
just so much going on, but I have something for you.
Oh God, thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you for
All right.
having me.
You're welcome. So we're gonna have to link up. You're gonna have to get back on here before the year ends, so you can tell me how your summer went. And yeah, all
Thank you.
right. You're welcome. You guys, that is it. It's your girl Charna and Miss Tia Payne.
Bye,
Thank you again.
y'all.
Bye.